Today I wanted to do an anti-haul. I've seen these videos floating around on YouTube and somehow I've not seen anyone from India do it. If you've seen any Indian YouTuber do it, please tag me in it because I have been binge watching anti-hauls. Now anti-hauls are generally credited back to Kimberly Clark, who's originally made an anti-haul. So I have to give all of the credits to her. She's an amazing YouTuber. I love her videos. She's just amazeballs. So as the name suggests, anti-haul is a haul that never happened or will never happen because I'm not interested in the product for a certain reason or they just did not arouse my interest. As a makeup enthusiast and as a YouTuber, there are so many things I buy just for the sake of it, for review purpose or just for flat lays, honestly. But then there are some things which I'm like, no. So I will be sharing that list with you all, and yes, I did make a list. But first of all, let's appreciate how cute this notebook is. This was gifted to me by Bhagyashree, who's an SJFam member, and I use this diary all the freaking time. I have written down so many things in it. So yeah, I have my anti-haul in here. I will be talking you through this list, but before that I have to give out certain disclaimers because as a YouTuber I feel sometimes we are entitled, we are obliged to give out disclaimers to you guys. Firstly, I'm not bashing any company whatsoever. Some of the companies that I've written here are my favorites, so I'm not bashing any company. Secondly, because I do get a lot of PR mails, I might just receive these products in the mail someday, but that doesn't mean that they had my interest or anything of that sort. I might form a different opinion once I start using them personally, but as of now, I wouldn't spend my own money on it. Like if I get it in the PR mail, I have not spent my money on it technically. So these are just some things that I don't want to spend my money on. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing that I have on my list is the Daphne brush. Okay, so where should I start? So Daphne brush is just a brush which is supposed to give you smoother, silkier, shinier, straighter hair. Not pin straight, but just like a manageable straight hair, something of this sort. Maybe not even this straight, but just a little less straighter. Till that part, I was still up for it because I also have the hot brush by Coriolis, which is exactly the same thing. But the Daphne brush retails for 15,000 rupees. 15,000 for a damned brush which will not straighten my hair like completely, which can't blow dry my hair, which is just meant for dry hair and will give me manageable hair for maybe 2-3 days. No, I'm sorry, I'm not spending 15,000 for that thing. The Coriolis hot brush is for like 3,000 and I got it when there was some offer running, so it was for like 1,900 or something of that sort. So that much money I am eager to spend on something of that sort, but not 15,000. 15,000 is way too much money for just a hot brush kind of thing. No matter how fancy it is, no matter how many colors they use, it is not worth 15,000. So we have that on our list. Secondly, I have a MAC Next to Nothing foundation. So it's a new launch in the market. Now somehow, please don't kill me for this, but I am kind of over MAC. Like when I started with my makeup and my YouTube, getting a MAC lipstick was the only aim in my life. Like there has been a point where I was like, I want to buy a MAC lipstick, it's expensive, so I want to invest and you know, I want to collect money and then purchase it. Yeah, I was a normal girl as well, so you know, it was that kind of thing, and MAC lipstick for me was a craze. It was something I really wanted. But with so many newer brands and so many newer products coming in the market, I'm just kind of over MAC. It's like it's overpriced, and not like the packaging is something exorbitant or you know, just too over the top. It's just normal packaging. And Next to Nothing foundation is literally next to nothing. It's a tinted moisturizer. If I'm spending so much, I want to get a full coverage or even a medium coverage is fine, not a tinted moisturizer. I would buy a tinted moisturizer if I wanted to get a tinted moisturizer. From what I've seen online and from people who've tried it out, my Pond's BB cream gives me better coverage than that. So thank you so much, MAC. I'll skip this one. Next up, I have the L18 Kajal. So L18 launched a new Kajal in a retractable pencil form. It just seems like any other normal Kajal, and I already have Lakme Iconic, Maybelline Colossal and whatnot. And because I don't wear Kajal these days, I'm not digging it. I have so many Kajals. I have Plum, I have Nykaa I'm Black, Nykaa I'm Smoky. So it's like I'm kind of not interested in buying the L18 Kajal. It doesn't seem like something new or a need to have. It just seems like a normal Kajal, so I'm not kind of interested in it. The next thing that I have on my list is the Anastasia Glow Kits. Now again, don't kill me for this, but I feel that highlighters are being overdone now. There are just so many products in the market, it's overwhelming even for me to keep up with the launches. Companies are launching left, right and center, especially for a dual market like India. Like not only do we have our own launches, and then we also have launches that are happening in the States. So it's like we have to keep up with both, and it's just too much. We have too many highlighters and there's so many that you can use. Like it took me 1.5 years to hit pan on my Becca Champagne Pop, and that's with like a minor pan. and I'll take another good year to finish it off if I use it daily, that is. So I kind of feel like the market doesn't need any new highlighters. All of the colors, all of the shades, all of the iridescence and everything has been done already. We can chill with the highlighters, like we can literally chill with the highlighter, which also brings me to the point that I will never buy the Aurora Glow Kits or the, you know, Kat Von D colored highlighters, because I don't know, I will never wear a purple highlighter or a green highlighter on my face at least. I know there are people who can rock it even in the daytime, but personally I am not a big fan of that look. You might be, you do you, I do me, so not doing it. And which also reminds me, I'm not gonna buy the Jeffree Star Onyx highlighter, which is a black highlighter. Now I know there might be people who will wear purple or green highlighters in broad daylight and rock it like it's no one's business, but I'm sure no one in their right mind will be buying or wearing a black highlighter. Like that's just wrong. That's wrong in all senses. A highlighter is supposed to be lighter than your skin, which is supposed to make your skin look uplifted, and black is completely the opposite of that. So it just doesn't, the math doesn't add up in my brain, and I don't want to spend so much to get like a black eyeshadow. Like there were people who said, oh, you can use it as a black eyeshadow. I'm sorry, but I don't want to spend so much just for an eyeshadow. It doesn't make sense, you know, right? Next up on my list is the Becca Champagne Pop Limited Edition. So Becca recently announced that they will be launching, it's not yet launched, they will be launching a limited edition Champagne Pop thingy, wherein they have a bottle embossed over Champagne Pop because it's their bestseller, something like that. So I have a couple of reasons for not purchasing it. One, I already have the Champagne Pop and the face kit, so I'm never going to finish those, let alone getting another Champagne Pop. Secondly, it's literally just a bottle embossed on the same highlighter, so it doesn't make sense, because as soon as you're gonna like brush your brush across it, it's gonna go away. So doesn't make sense. Thirdly, I call bullshit on Becca's limited edition, because they're genuinely not limited edition. As soon as they see that something's making more money and more business, they kind of make a limited edition permanent thing. And I'm sorry, if I am paying so much and paying in advance and waking up till late to buy something from your site because it was called as a limited edition, I want it to be a limited edition. That's my beef with a lot of companies. Like Too Faced Sweet Peach Palette was supposed to be a limited edition. As soon as they saw that, oh, this has blown up and everyone wants it and we can make more money out of it, let's make it a full-time thing. So I just don't like that fact. I want something that's limited edition to be limited edition and not like a take it thing. So just my thinking. Obviously people can have different thinking, but that's just my thinking. Next up I have the Bobbi Brown Art Sticks. Now these were launched a couple of months or maybe last month, and all of the Indian bloggers were doing posts on it, and somehow when I saw it I was like, no, just no. First of all, you can call it a lip lacquer, a velvet liquid lipstick, or anything you want. It's a lip gloss. It's not a lip lacquer or velvet lip or nothing. It's straight up a lip gloss. Secondly, the tube seems cheap as hell. Thirdly, the applicator literally looks like the applicators we used to have back in the day on our 15 or 10 rupees lip glosses, like the plastic slant tip, and those are uncomfortable AF. Like they're so streaky, you can't get a normal application with it. Even the L18 lip glosses have that slanted tip and they're for 100 rupees. So if you're spending so much, you can probably have a better applicator, at least a sponge on top, to make the application a little bit more seamless. They did not cut it for me. That's honestly what I felt even for the swatches. People are trying to make it look so good. They worked so hard to make it look so good, but the product in itself seems like a complete fail to me, at least to me. If you've used any of these products, you feel they're amazing, let me know in the comment section. Maybe I change my mind about them, maybe I try them out, but for now, not buying that. Next up, I'm never gonna buy the vacuum pore cleanser that's been floating around on Instagram. Like every other damned ad is for that vacuum cleanser, and no, I'm not buying that. I can't even think of all of the abrasion I'll be putting my skin through, and how much suction and how much sagging it will cause on my skin in a couple of years. And no, I don't think the blackheads can get out like that. It just seems a little gimmicky to me personally, so I'm not gonna buy that. I'm also not gonna buy the Savage Black Mask or the peel off mask that they show. They seem really painful, guys. Like the expression on people's face, it's like mortifying. So I'm never gonna buy it. My pore strips are enough for me. I'm not gonna buy that mask. And again, it seems gimmicky. Like people, when they peel it, they're like huge ass blackheads, and I'm like, no, that's not real. You're kidding with me. Not happening. Next up, I'm not gonna buy the Kylie blushes. I didn't even try to buy them when they launched a while back. Somehow I'm not so big on blushes right now. Like I love wearing blushes, but I don't see the point of spending so much on a blush. you know. Like I have the NARS Orgasm, I get it what you're thinking, but they just seem like normal matte blushes, and there's so many good matte blushes in the market. There's just so many of them, and literally in the same shades. It's just like a pink, a peach, a deeper pink, so I don't see the sense of buying the Kylie blushes per se. And then I'm also not going to buy the Kylie KKW collection or the Kim Kardashian West collection. I think this was a lot of people's anti-hauls. First of all, it's a cream liquid lipstick or a lip gloss again, and not jam for it. Then secondly, all of the colors seem similar. I won't say same because I haven't tried them on, but what I see from the swatches, they seem similar. And secondly, they seem too light for a person of my color. Like they would kind of wash me out, and I'm not up for that. Like if I'm paying you, the last thing I want you to do to me is to wash me out. So thank you, but no KKW x Kylie for me. Next up on my list are two Maybelline lip products. Firstly, Maybelline Lip Flush, which if you haven't seen is like a lipstick with 3 differentiations, and somehow if you apply it, you're gonna get like an ombre or something. I don't see it working. The trend was from the 90s. It should stay in the 90s. I cannot. And then there are new Maybelline Bold Mattes. Again, Maybelline needs to calm down with its launches. Like they've been launching lipsticks left, right and center, and I'm done. Like they're like the similar colors, similar packaging. Like they just keep on changing the packaging color. For the creamy mattes, they had like a blush nude. For the powder mattes, they had a pink, and now for the bold mattes, they have a blue. But the color palette seems similar. I'm not saying I don't like Maybelline lipsticks. I genuinely love Maybelline's lipsticks, but these are no new colors, and we've seen these colors, we have these colors, and we don't want another lipstick launch. We just want something interesting from the makeup world. Can we please have it and not just lipsticks? I'm kind of over lipsticks at this moment. Like I'm done. I have so many lipsticks. Oh, everyone keeps launching 40 new shades of lipsticks, and I'm just sitting here like, can we just have something more interesting than that? That would be really great. Thank you. Then I have another interesting product. It was a very unknown launch, at least I did not know about it. So ColourPop launched 3 eyeshadow palettes, and I was just browsing through them, and I stopped, I looked at them, I thought let's purchase this, but then I was like, you know what, these just look a little out of sync. Like it looks like no thought was given behind it. The colors are not that coordinated. There's not a nice mix and match of colors. They just look like randomly thrown, like, oh, you know what, let's just make eyeshadows. But who's gonna choose the colors? Everyone, can you just put in a chit and tell us what colors should be there on an eyeshadow palette? Oh, boom, the palette for you. It just kind of looked like that. It didn't look like a lot of thought was given behind it. The packaging was very mess. I wasn't like game for it. Like the Feel the Rain packaging by ColourPop is bombdiggity.com. I tried the lipsticks. I'm like, oh, so nice. I have a couple of favorites from that range as well. But the eyeshadow palettes, they were like, like after Feel the Rain, I think ColourPop has upped its packaging game to another level, and I'm expecting so much more from them. But the palettes, not my jam, not my jam. The last product that I have here is something probably a lot of you will kind of bash me for. I'm going to talk about the Farsali oils. Now, by no means I want to say that I don't like Farah Dukai. She is amazing. She's phenomenal. I love her. Her DIYs are live. But somehow I just feel the Farsali oils seem very gimmicky to me. Like, I don't know, I just feel that whatever the Farsali oil is doing, any other facial oil can do. Especially the unicorn tears, it was just unnecessary, I feel. I haven't tried it, I can't say it, but I feel it's very unnecessary. And anything unicorn for that matter, all of the companies all of a sudden are coming out with unicorn everything. There were so many more things which I don't want to buy, but because they're all completely US centric, like Lorac and Urban Decay and Too Faced were coming out with unicorn, Wet n Wild is coming out with unicorn, and they have these unicorn brushes which make no sense, because once I have product on the brush, it's not gonna look like unicorn, it's just gonna look like shitty, you know, right? So yeah, I don't know, I don't get the hype about Farsali oils. Maybe they're amazing, but I am not eager to buy them, especially with the price tag that they have on. No, thank you. So yes, that was my anti-haul, and those were all of the products that I will not be purchasing from my money, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Hopefully I did not come off across as a bitch or a mean person or as a rude person, because I really don't wanna. I love these companies, they're doing amazing in their own rights, but I'm just saying I'm not interested in these particular products. So yeah, again, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys would like to see more anti-hauls from my side, and I would love to do them for you guys. And I will see you guys super soon. Till then, you can follow me on all of my social media to keep up with me, because I update them regularly. And I will see you guys super soon. Till then, take care. I think I'm saying this over and over and over again, but yes, I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.